Chuck make it easier though, cause Chuck, if he ain't talking to me, he gonna tell Chuck that, yeah, I don't really like that. Cause Chuck gonna keep picking with him till he get it out of him. So Chuck gonna be like, well, what you don't like about it? And that's how I get. Chuck, Telos, and Wayne be my middleman to get to how he feeling about something. They meant it, cause he gonna be then walked around the house. He don't get mad about nothing, but he gonna be walking around the house like, I wanna do this shit today. And somebody gonna go like, yeah, he really don't wanna do it. He ain't gonna tell you, but he don't wanna do it. And that's literally how we work our creative energy together.
So baby, tell us how, as an artist, and on your end of it, I mean, hey, I know, like you got artists, you come first. Like it's like me and then whatever else you got going on. But how do you take care to where you have a female manager and making sure that you understand?
Yeah, dude.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll take that a little bit. But how do you care to, or how do you respect and communicate that? Like she's figured out how to map out and understand you from an emotional intelligence level. How do you do that for her?
I learned that of her too.
Okay.
If she say, what's up, Los, that means somebody else irritated her. And she about to try to take it out on me, so I'll call you right back, matter of fact. You feel me? But
Okay.
I don't know, I treat her like my brother, even though she's a woman. That's her fault though. She wanna do the big boss. You feel me? She big boss, you feel me? So I treat her like that, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna let nobody else treat her like that though. Like at the end of the day, she's still a girl when somebody else talk to her. You feel me? But I don't know. She a dude.
Okay. So I want to go into, I mean, we always talk about the platforms and what that means, but also too, this stage is also brought to us by YouTube. And with YouTube, we found that to be a platform that we can get content out, speak to audiences visually, especially our core audience. They live in your YouTube majority of the time. How has YouTube benefited both of you from a management standpoint and from an artist standpoint?
YouTube is everything to me. That's where our videos are. It's kind of like Instagram. Instagram and YouTube is like everything right now to me. And like even when you get with labels, you can't drop as much as you want to drop. So I use YouTube. When they tell me I can't drop, I'm gonna drop all freestyles then and name everything a freestyle. We ain't gonna put nothing on Apple Music just to stay in their face because I want people to see me. We come from Detroit, so we ain't gonna say we ain't get signed, but we know if we go on DistroKid, we can run up $1 million real quick. We ain't gonna need no label. So that's how I use YouTube. You get paid off all your views. Just keep stacking up. It's like the hustle. It's like the streets at the same time, but you're using your words.
So for me, like when we got together, all his videos was on somebody else's channel. I had been helping him for a minute, but I never peeped that, like, cause I wasn't his manager. The moment we got together though, we had one video on his YouTube channel. I looked at him, I said, nah, we get signed. Moncler Bubble, his first show with me. We got like, this was in 2020, we got like 6,500 for his first show. We shot Moncler Bubble. We shot that, it just was like, it was almost like it was purposeful, but I feel like YouTube played a big part in this, because this was his first million. This was the song that made everybody pay us some attention. He had time to tell, but it was on somebody else's platform. So this was our first run. Like I told him, like, this is what we about to do. He was still like a little, didn't want to leave off the block type of guy still. So I'm like, we about to drop a freestyle in the studio. We about to do this, and you about to go do that song with Peasy and Vez. Remember when Peasy was coming home? We did that first. So it was like a marketing strategy. I knew Peasy was coming home and he was about to hit 1 million views. Vez and Baby Money shot the video while Peasy was still incarcerated. This particular song did almost like 2 million views in a week. Now everybody knew who was on Doug's song. Nobody could put I was talking to some OTF people, they was all wondering what he looked like. YouTube made it easy for me to put him in everybody's face. Cause now he got his own channel. He got his own everything. Literally, we dropped that video with Peasy, we dropped a freestyle, and Moncler Bubble was his boy's first million on his own channel though. So after that, it was just like, this is it. Like this, YouTube was like our to go to. You keep worried about DistroKid, we put visuals out. And it was able to, that one visual, doing it with him showing Peasy love like he did him and Vez, it literally counter-offered and made him get a first, Montclair Bubble was his first million on his own YouTube, nobody else's.
So, and I can speak to this too, but when you go into major labels, I remember going, one of the first visits that we did, we had to go do partner visits. And one of the first companies that Motown Records took Vezo and I to was YouTube. And this was 2018. It was shocking to me that YouTube had an office, studio. It was just like an open working space for artists. And the layer got peeled back further when I realized that there are people in YouTube that work as artists relations or artists, however you want to put it, they work directly with the artist, right? And they make sure that if you pitch properly, you get placements on their billboards. You may get playlisting on YouTube. There were so many resources within just having a connection with a direct partner like YouTube. And then it started going further. There was Apple, there was Spotify. And so in 2018, Chanel's like, what the heck? How do you find out about this in the independent world? These are things as indie artists, you may not always have access to. But as a major artist, they're so vested into the major labels that this is like an open opportunity. Come, they welcome you with open arms. In LA, the YouTube facility is like, well, it's actually Google, but it is a campus. It is huge. They have stages that you can pull in and shoot videos. They have auditoriums 10 times this size to have concerts in. And so I want to talk to the fact of like when you guys first did your partner visits, was it like, whoa, and how do you continue to nurture those relationships? And because what I know for sure, and you and I are on the same page with it, we in these labels to get as many resources as we can. It's a bank if you make it be a bank, and then you're gonna kind of be tied in for a while. But if you look at it as a partner that's full of resources for you to take, and you a hustler, you know, okay, that person do this, that person do that. You build that relationship, whether you sign to the label or not still, you still have that support, you still have that relationship. So I wanna talk about relationships with partners and just different people you meet within the majors when you leave that major and still being able to nurture that relationship or utilize that relationship.
I tell Baby all the time, because everywhere we go, they love him. So I always tell him all the time, like, people be gonna check on you through me a lot, but you gotta make sure you make sure that you make these people feel good. Like Sierra from Amazon, from Rachie. Rachie loved this man. Like, she probably met him twice. And Rachie, I called Rachie and told her our new situation and what we was going through. She said, oh yeah, Billboard. Oh, this. Oh, but when we was just in our situation, we didn't get none of this. But I called Rachie myself, and she made everything happen for us just off of how he made her feel when he walked in her room. So Sierra got some flowers delivered to Amazon the first time she met him, and he walked in like he bought them for her. She was cracking up. She was like, but just being yourself naturally when you walk in these rooms. Don't be scared. Like Apple, we was sitting on this relationship with Apple stemmed from us. I just watched this boy get on 12 playlists for Apple, all because of how he made these people feel when we walked in. It was 2 artists, they put us in a room, it was a 2-artist run, and they asked for his music. For whatever reason, I was fighting with somebody about the songs to put on this tape. I didn't see nobody moving in this room, y'all. This is how big relationships is. I stopped the whole meeting. Turn this on. Even the guy from that owned the label looked at me and said, why this wasn't first? I said, because your A&Rs ain't listening to what I'm trying to tell y'all about what worked for him. But since we in this room, and ever since then, I got a friend from Apple. He said, you just changed the whole scenery of a room, because wasn't nobody paying attention the right way. They wasn't listening the way I'm listening to this project. I need them to hear him. So when you go in those rooms, be yourself. Don't be scared. If you a manager, if you see something not working, you always gotta be ready to pivot so that y'all can keep the relationship. You want the relationship to last. Relationships is key to getting the money. Because you don't never know, like how you didn't know Sierra was gonna leave one label, and now Sierra is the president of somewhere that we need her at. She just came here and did 3 days. Chanel probably didn't know 5 years ago that was gonna happen. But look at like a relation, like how you treat somebody when you walk in a room, literally sends your whole relationship and staying connected to people. Because one thing about the music industry is only up. People don't really go down. So if you meet somebody that might be with YouTube tomorrow, she might get a job at the biggest thing ever. You might meet her again. So make sure y'all utilize y'all relationships, because all of the partnerships that we did, and I went into every situation like, this the artist, and I'm walking in the shade. I need the person that's about to get me on the playlist. I need the person that's about to get us exactly where I need to, because they're not moving fast enough. But I'm listening in the room. Sometimes you just gotta be quiet and listen to them talking, because it be the person that you might think the assistant that's really the big dog. The person that's walking you up the elevator is who you really might need to do a relationship with.
Yeah, I learned it from Dee because I come from the streets of like everything gotta have something to do with money with me. She like, listen, man, you're not gonna make money off of everything. You just need to be their friend, and it can be like that. So I start treating everybody the same. Like, you gotta treat the janitor like the owner. I treat everybody the same, and it made me like friends with more people that I never knew I'd be friends with, for real, for real.
And that is so true, because, I mean, even with YouTube, when I met Tuma in 2018, I had no idea that he would embrace ideas that I had here. I had no idea 4 years later he would call me and say, hey, I'm gonna come to Detroit and I wanna do this crazy event. I had no idea that that would happen. Same thing with, like she said, with Sierra. Sierra was our project manager when we were signed to Motown Records. She was our project manager. And as much as it is great to say, oh, I'm the first rapper to sign to Motown Records, it wasn't maybe the best situation for us, right? And it speaks to knowing when you go in these labels, if you going in there and you the speaker for you and there's no representation for you, it is so much easier for you to get caught into their tornado of a down effect. They will end up shelving you. You have to have a team that understands what your content is, who you are as an artist, and what makes your audience tick. There's a such thing as a core audience, and then there's a new audience. Your core audience, you gotta always be able to say, okay, if I'm signing to this label, I know you want me to put out every 3 or 4 weeks, but my audience needs to hear this every week. I gotta keep dropping. And YouTube served as one of those platforms, like you said, dropping freestyles. You have you sign to a label and they're like, oh no, this ain't go through this, we need the algorithm, we want playlisting. Cool, I'm gonna drop my video on YouTube, y'all catch up with the same ISRC code, make sure that my audio matches with my video whenever you get the audio up. But I'm not gonna slow down my pace to accommodate what your infrastructure can or cannot accept. Because a lot of times it just be, the labels don't got enough bodies to do the work that is needed. And in Detroit, we are in a market where you go in these labels and you're not speaking to your audience or speaking to what your career is for your audience, they're gonna put you and make you to be what they think you should be. That creates an authenticity of who you are, who your artistry is. Then that's when you hear your fans start saying, oh, you sold yourself, oh, you switched up, oh, this, that. No. You gotta really know. Again, if y'all were here earlier this morning and we talked about the real estate conversation, we spoke about fear. And I said, your success, your next level is on the other side of fear. You can't walk into no room and feel like, oh, if I say something, they may not want to work with me no more, or they may not. No. You gotta really be the person that you want to be, to drive, to make them be like, oh no, I need to really kind of listen to what they're saying. I really kind of need to hear that. A&Rs all day feel like they know exactly, because I'm an